10 crypto gaming tokens in 10 minutes. Our series talking about the plays that I'm currently looking at for this month of April 2024. As always, do your own research. These projects are high risk inherently in the gaming space, and let's get right into it. The first project I want to talk about is Echelon Prime by the Echelon Prime Foundation. They've got a game already that's been launched. It's called Parallel, as well as Colony, an AI inspired game. I love AI games because it's got a big old narrative to it. In fact, if you go to the top AI and big data tokens, you're going to see that this little crypto gaming token is all the way up here, which means that a lot of people are going to be checking it out. Another thing you should probably know is this right here. There is a huge debate amongst Hearthstone streamers and Parallel streamers because of the fact that Parallel is a trading card game. And it's begun to actually penetrate the Hearthstone streamer player base. A lot of people talking about it. Certainly doesn't look like a pyramid scheme to me. It's a triangle, and it's in the form of a square, which I always thought was interesting and shows the level of intelligence in the traditional gaming space. I think this is only going to propel Echelon Prime further because of the fact that it's finally getting that mainstream adoption penetration. The next one on this list is Cornucopias, a life simulation game on the blockchain, and on a very special blockchain because they've decided to migrate from the good old Cardano, which I'm gonna be honest, like the whole narrative with Cardano's having a boyfriend and then you looking at it on the side of the road, like that whole thing. Very accurate in terms of the support that games are getting on Cardano right now. I mean, look at Charles Hoskinson. He's launching his game on Gala, and he's not even launching his game on Cardano. So it just really goes to show the level of support that projects are getting on Cardano right now. It is, personally, to me, a monumental move that they're moving to Base. Base, it's a growing chain. They've got a huge narrative. Cornucopias has needed to get the hell out of Cardano for the longest of time. I think this is going to be a big deal for Cornucopias coming up. Seems to me that they're finally getting that liquidity over there. There's going to be a lot of marketing coming up to their domes, and I think that's going to be good news for Cornucopias. Games GG, which got a really interesting shout out by the one and only Alex Becker. Roll the clip.
Perfect example right here. We got Games GG. Again, they launched and the thing's sitting at an $8 million market cap. This is a 50, 70, $100 million market cap coin.
Alex Becker has talked about Games GG, saying that, these projects coming out, they're looking a little bit juicy right now. And juicy is Games GG. Usually I don't talk about projects right when they come out because there's some negative price action. As you can see, we pretty much had that project launch, negative price action, and then Alex Becker breathed the word Games GG, and then this thing pumped all the way to brand new all-time highs. So it really goes to show the state of our market right now. Games GG, the narrative in which they're pretty much giving the purveyor of information for the entire crypto gaming space. I love that they have staking. I love the fact that they are on top of games, something that a lot of these projects, to be honest with you, don't have. They don't have that penetration in multiple games and supporting those communities. So Games GG, I think is going to be a runner. I'm personally invested in it. Let's get into the next one. The Star Heroes is an interesting one because this one's finally had its launch. It's corrected since then. This is that kind of thing that I say you want to wait at least 2 to 3 weeks to a month to get into these plays. Star Heroes has gone ahead and started staking as well, which we love, but staking's not the big narrative we're looking for. It's stuff like this, which is their Warsaw conference. But not only that, they're going ahead and starting off what is a more than $1 million tournament for Star Heroes, which is going to be awesome if there is to be any sort of user base in the esports realm, which I think Star Heroes has absolutely hit the ballpark on it. I also have tokens on Star Heroes as well, so we'll see where Star Heroes goes. But at the end of the day, Star is a heck of a lot of fun. So Crown is the next one. And I wanted to talk about this one because we've never talked about this one on the channel before. But Crown has been one of those plays that came out of nowhere. Last year, this thing was pretty much nowhere. And since then, Photo Finish has just become a behemoth. If you did not know, Crown has the narrative behind horse racing. They have a huge advantage in horse racing. They have representation over at the Kentucky Derby. The amount of money that people are spending on these little horses is pretty crazy. Before you give me the Axie Infinity comparison with the breeding and everything, it's a horse racing game. There is going to be breeding inevitably. Look at how accurate these graphics are looking for photo finish, this is insane. This practically looks like reality right there. But I do love the fact that the photo finish team, they're on Solana. They have the narrative going for them. They have a lot of users, a lot of revenue, and that's something we don't see a lot in this space. The Heroes of Mavia. Why I want to talk about Heroes of Mavia? Well, they've bottomed out. They've had a lot of negative sell pressure, which we love to see when we're trying to size into plays. And they have this, which is coming pretty soon. May 5th, I believe, is the date that Mavia is going to be launching their Ruby marketplace, finally going to give utility inside of the game. Some people are thinking that the land NFTs are going to get airdrops, but I'd rather have a position in the Mavia token rather than anything, which is why I do have the Mavia token, is why I own like all of these tokens. So I don't even need to keep saying it. But yeah, Heroes of Mavia definitely been a play for me that I have been DCing into. I do think that this team has a lot more legs than people are making it out to be, and they definitely have the volume to show it. Sidus. So Sidus, they did a little bit of an announcement, a cheeky one that we talked about on Twitter, which if you're not following our Twitter, you should be, because we give you the alpha early. They partnered with a luxury brand, which is, I'm probably going to totally get this wrong, Frank Mueller. I personally love the idea of Telegram games for crypto. They said that they were going to do this during Telegram. I think it's going to be a major breaking point for getting degens interested in gaming. People saw, you know, Nakamoto games come out there and absolutely kill it because of Telegram integrations. So I see Sidus a lot like that. They also have the Launchpad narrative going for them. They have a lot of hype, Alex Becker narrative too. So Sidus is definitely on my list for investments this time around. Wilder World. Now, Wilder World for me, it's just been kind of an obvious play. They haven't done marketing in the longest of time. They came out there, showed product. I went to New York City, played there, had a lot of fun. I still see this one as being a runner. I don't think you're late right now getting into Wilder World. Of course, you know, do your own research. Yeah, I'm not one to say anything, but I do see Wilder World still being extremely early, especially considering the centralized exchange listings that they have right now. And so this is one that's definitely going to have its time to shine later on in the cycle. Mixmob. Now, Mixmob I love because Mixmob has just been dumping, and we love tokens that have been dumping because there's going to be that point after launch, just like I've been talking about. You know, you have that little initial dump, a little bit of a recovery, and then you have that dump again. Always happens with these tokens. It's been about a month since they have their TGE, which I love seeing, and does also spell news catalyst with Mixmob announcing their alpha call, which we are doing a recap on. I pretty much just talked about the fact that the Mixmob team is going to be launching their mobile component, which to me is a really big deal because it seems like Mixmob is gearing up for a large campaign toward the launch of these mobile launches. So we'll see what happens here in terms of player retention, but Mixmob is definitely one you're not going to want to miss out on inside of the realm of Solana. And the last one, Ronin. Why am I talking about Ronin? Well, I'm talking about Ronin because for one, it's had a correction, which every crypto gaming token's had a correction because of the current market conditions. But here's the big one. Axie Infinity has announced a daily bounty board with a weekly reward pool of 10,000 AXS. I know that to you, this might not seem like a big deal, but this does mean that Axie Infinity is likely going to gain a ton of DAU. While some will argue and say, oh, but this DAU, it's not the most real thing in the world because people are just going to be playing this, and there's like 3 billion bots in the Axie Infinity universe. Nobody's actually real in Ronin. They've had events. Yes, they are real humans, and yes, there is a lot of hype for what Sky Mavis is doing. I know that might seem hard to comprehend, but they are currently the second most used blockchain in the world, and people keep fading on Ronin. In fact, Play Wild Forest, they're doing an airdrop campaign right now. They have 55,000 monthly active users. This is not their biggest game by any stretch of the imagination on Ronin, but it does go to show that just because they're on Ronin, they are so much more successful than most airdrop campaigns that are happening right now, which shows the strength of what Ronin is doing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Are you bullish on these plays? Are you bullish on other tokens? Leave it in the comments below. Maybe we'll cover it next month. Till the next time, stay classy. And that's all.